have discovered something that like seems obvious to me, but may not be obvious to everybody. So you buy an AirTag. Where do you put it?
My keys,
Keys?
my wallet,
Wallet?
potentially.
I would say backpack.
Or a backpack, yeah.
I don't think that makes any sense. It makes no sense. If you have other Apple products like a laptop, I never need to find my backpack when my laptop isn't in it. Because otherwise, I'm not really carrying around much else, and it's not very useful.
So, but what if you don't have an Apple product?
Well, then you do.
Another laptop.
Yeah, like if you just had an iPhone and you had an HP, then sure, put an AirTag in your backpack. But I had an AirTag in my backpack, and the battery died, and it didn't even it didn't
How long
help.
did you have it in there for?
Yeah, like a year or two.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
been
think
in
the
there a
batteries
while.
last about a year.
Yeah.
Another thing I've seen a lot is my sister does this, and she has bracelets, and she puts it on her kids.
Ah, that's pretty good.
And that's the most genius. And I know people like put it on people like their kids' shoes or something like that.
Right.
I think that's genius, but
That's pretty good.
because you don't want to buy him
A watch.
Apple Watch.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, you could
true.
buy him some cheapo tracking watch, but
Yeah.
AirTag works just fine.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I realized that no matter when I would use this in my backpack, I just don't need it. So I put it in my car. It's better. And I specifically, I'm not going to just out where I put it.
So that's different. I guess.
But it's way more useful than your backpack, right?
What do you put it in your car for?
Because if my car gets stolen or something happens to
Okay,
it or whatever,
That's
then
the
I know
thing.
where it is.
I don't think AirTags are very good. If
Why?
you have a Apple, it'll say there's an AirTag traveling with you.
Yes,
Then they'll search the car or ditch the car, and throw it out.
but then I know where it is.
Because if they ditch the AirTag,
Oh, if they ditch the AirTag, not the car.
I had my car stolen
Right.
in high school,
Yes.
and they threw. Now they probably weren't stealing it to
How
make
did it get
money.
stolen again?
So I was on my way to school at
Yeah.
like 7 a.m. and I had a really bad bloody nose. I was actually late to school, so I was like
Ah.
at 7:30. I was going to be late to school no matter what.
That happened to me. the
I had a
other day.
really bad bloody nose, so I wasn't like halfway or more, So I turned back around
Yeah.
and I went back home, and I parked in the driveway, and I ran inside to get because it was just going everywhere,
Mhm.
and I was inside maybe 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
Maybe. And I came back out and my car's gone. And I was like, fetch.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to school that day.
Sick.
But
Sick.
what they did is they drove away. They threw my
Benefits.
backpack out. They
Right.
threw my phone out. And they just
Phone
drove
makes
away.
sense. Yeah.
So I don't think they were stealing for profit necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they were, why would they throw my phone out?
Yeah.
But that bringing it back to where we were talking about.
Did you ever
it's
find that car?
trackable. Yeah. We found it exactly 3 weeks later
Oh wow. Where?
at a Les Schwab.
Wow. Weird.
So, and the cop, what they said they do is they will steal a car, do a drug run in it,
Oh.
and then they ditch it somewhere,
Right.
and then they'll keep an eye on it, and then if it's not ever picked back up, they'll run it again.
Interesting. Okay.
So the cop had
That's
to go,
crazy.
they had to go through my entire car, make sure there's no drugs in there.
And I'm like, man, these drugs, those darn criminals, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah,
those criminals.
that was mine, but no, I'm just.
Yeah.
He
You know, I got pulled over today.
did.
I told you that.
No.
No, yeah, I got pulled over on my way over here.
For what?
So I took my car into the shop. My boy,
Leonard?
idling weird. Yeah, it's idling. It's going.
It idles low. Oh, okay.
It's not just staying consistent at like 800 or 8,000 RPM.
1,000.
1,000. It's supposed to be a little under 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, 800. I thought you said 8,000 for some
Yeah.
reason. I was like, 8,000.
I did say
That's
8,000, but it was 800. Anyways, point is, it's doing that, especially when I have the AC on, and going into summer, I don't want it to break anything further, so I took it in. So I'm driving my grandma's car right now, and I'm right over here. Cop, I see him right next to me, and I'm eyeing him, and the guy in front of me sees him, and so the guy in front of me is driving like 10 under, 15 under, like we're barely driving down the road, and I'm like, you wimp, just go, like pick it up, don't speed.
You talking to
but
the
go.
cop or just
no,
some
the
random
guy
guy?
in front of me.
Oh, okay.
And the cop's over here, and he's like kind of in my blind spot, and he's going even slower than I am. I'm like, okay. And I'm not speeding, right? I am not speeding. I freaking can't speed, right? So I'm hanging out there, And I'm just kind of waiting, and I'm waiting to get to the turn. And then finally, right as I get into his lane, he's starting to like, whatever. As soon as I get into his lane, he flips on the lights. And I'm like, dang
Did you
it.
cut him off kind of?
No, because it was pretty clear I was trying to get over. We were going so slow. He was eyeing me down.
The car was going slow because of the cop.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, it's so annoying. Anyways, he pulls me over. He's like, hey, you know your registration's out? I'm like, yeah, I knew I wasn't speeding. You know, like, I can't imagine. So by the time he got to the window, I'm like, I'm sure this car is way out of registration. 2 months. So.
And it's your grandma's car.
It's
right?
my grandma's car. So I was like, yeah, sorry, my car's in the shop. I just started driving this today. It's my grandma's. He's like, oh, okay. And he goes back. He's like, what's her name? And I said it. And he's like, yeah, okay. And he just let me go.
You didn't steal the car, huh?
No, I didn't steal the car. Anyways, I took it to the shop.
So you do have an AirTag in there.
I do have an AirTag in my car.
Okay.
I think it's better because you could have known where it was at while he was. Because it's not like you don't keep it in a glove box. You know, you don't keep it in like the area. You keep it somewhere they won't find it.
Yeah, you could hide it, but they're gonna know there's an AirTag there.
Yeah, they might.
That's all I'm
But
saying.
they won't find it, and then it's more likely they ditch the car.
They ditch the car, or
And you
they'll
can know
destroy
where it
your
is,
car
right?
and finding it.
That's true. But like at least
It
you know
depends
where
what they
it is.
stole it for. Yeah.
I think all of these options are more important of just knowing where it is, even if they wreck your car
So,
entirely.
but why don't they have trackers in cars
They should.
at this point?
Straight up. Okay, this gets
If I
into-
can start my car from my phone,
you know where the phone is, where the car is.
why shouldn't they be able to just add a tracker to it?
It was discovered a couple years ago, like a year or two ago, that companies like, I believe Honda, but I'm not, it might have been other, it was other companies for sure, but Honda was one of them. They would use user data in the car. They would sell it. They would sell their user data to insurance companies, and then they would track you to give you higher rates. Like, you know that progressive thing you have in your car?
Yeah,
the
it's
snap
that,
thing?
but like,
It's that, but you don't get any of the benefits because they just do it for you.
yeah.
And they can figure out who you are based on who's the car. Horrible thing. I think that's one of the worst scandals to happen that just nobody
Yeah,
ever
that is
talks
pretty
about.
bad.
But yeah, freaking why can't we know
So they
exactly
obviously
where our car
can
is?
track you.
Yeah. I think we should be able to know
I
where
don't know,
our car
and,
is.
and Tesla might have this already.
Mm.
I don't know because I don't have a Tesla, but
Here's another thing. Innovations in cars that to me are obvious, but for some reason just don't exist. You're driving, sun's in your face, right? Really annoying. You know what they should have? They do have those flippers, you know? I don't see why the newest fancy Tesla doesn't have something that comes down like the flipper and then follows where the sun's at. It's got a little light detector up there and it follows where the sun is, so it's always out of your eyes.
is this the black mat? I don't know. You're talking about the flipper.
Well, like, you know, when you flip the thing down to get out of your eyes.
Oh,
It's one of those, but it just comes down on like a rail track, basically. And it just automatically follows the sun. So when you turn, you don't have to go, frick.
so how much experience do you have with Tesla?
Medium low.
Because you have more than me.
I'd say quite low, but not zero.
Because I'm just asking because your dad has
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It has a glass all the way from the back.
Mhm.
Is that ever been a problem for the driver?
Oh, interesting. Just why? Because stuff in your eyes? Or
Yeah, because let's say the sun's directly above you.
I do have a convertible.
I guess that would be the same, but
It's
you
the same.
expect it, I guess.
Yeah, that's
at
true.
least you can always change it. You could-
I've actually only driven the Tesla at night. 'Cause it's been
Also,
winter, but-
you need to ask your dad as well. But even as a passenger in the back, if it's above you,
right. I
does
haven't
that
noticed,
just
but again,
annoy
I've
you?
just been in.
that's something you need to figure out. For
Yeah, I have noticed it in the convertible though. Is like you don't notice how much your car blocks the sun until you don't have a roof. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I don't mind it. It's great. I actually love it. It's cool. But it is weird because you're like, yeah, why is the sun in your eye? It's like up here.
Yeah.
You know. So,
No, I completely. That's just something I've thought of in
Yeah.
Teslas, just because the entire roof is glass.
exactly. I didn't know it was that way until I saw this.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Except for Cybertrucks, I don't think they're that way.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
But anyways, my point is that I think there's just so much innovation that could be done in cars that for some reason we're just not doing. You know, like location tracking. Freaking the sun idea that I had.
So that one, the only thing I could see it doing is it'd move in and out like this. I don't think it would flip like over here if you turn. You know.
Well, it wouldn't flip, but I'm saying, okay, imagine there's the roof of your car, and then inside the roof there's a drop down like panels. Like there's every 3
okay.
inches there's panels, and those panels just their only function is to move up or down. Sensor on the car that shows where the sun is at in relation to the car, and then it puts down the ones that are in your face.
But some people don't like this.
That's true. So you can turn it off.
That's the problem.
You know,
I guess.
you can always turn it off. You can even have the regular ones as an option. But the ability to automatically have the sun out of your eyes, where it just follows. I'm sure there's
I guess
way
it's
better
just the cost.
solutions. I'm sure there's way better solutions to this problem. Super tinting.
If they
like,
did tinted, if they had smart glass or something.
Smart glass. Yeah, there are probably better solutions than that, but that seems like something we could have done 10 years ago.
Yeah. The tracking I don't think would be too much more expensive though.
Tracking is easy.
That one might, like the thing that drops down might be more expensive.
Yeah. But even luxury vehicles, you know what I mean? Like nothing has this kind of technology.
Yeah.
And it's something that everybody has when they drive.
For luxury vehicles, I don't feel like they're luxury enough
Yeah.
for me to pay the extra.
Right.
Sure, the interior is nicer looking. The
Speakers are
drive
nice.
might even feel nicer.
Mm-hmm.
But is it like there's nothing really smarter, I guess,
Right.
about the car.
What would you add?
I don't know what I would add, but every time I drive like a Lexus,
Mm-hmm.
I'm disappointed.
Right.
I'm not going to double the price for it to look a little bit nicer on the interior,
Yeah,
you know?
that's fair.
Because what are you going to, I don't even know if they're more luxury speakers in there because you can get regular cars with stock Bose or something, you know?
That's true. That's true.
It's like, what are you going to add
Yeah.
besides leather?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's enough like in luxury, but there's not enough like creature comfort stuff.
I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm
'Cause there's
disappointed
heated
every time.
seats, you
Yeah,
know?
but that's standard now in
Now it is,
regular
that's true.
cars.
I
Maybe
drive a
back in the
20-year-old
day.
car.
Yeah.
So
Heated steering wheel standard. Would you
Yeah.
consider a Bronco a luxury car?
I think that's new, not
It's
luxury.
not. It's not classified as a luxury.
No, I think
because
it's
that
just
has heated steering wheel.
new.
I guess normal cars might have that too,
Mhm.
but
I think it's more about like look though. Like when you buy a shirt and it's like $100, you don't. But like if you were to buy a suit or a jacket or a shirt and it costs a bunch, it's not really about it's a better shirt. Sometimes it's better material quality, but sometimes that's the only orange shirt. And you want to wear it. Like it could be a bit of a statusy thing. There's and not even status, just like I want to wear a nice car. Because a lot of people spend a lot of time in their car or they go to things that are big in their car and they want to be wearing the suit, which I don't think there's anything wrong. Like that makes it sound very like narcissistic or like
yeah, but I feel like
whatever, but I don't think it is. I think
different.
that's just
because I would wear a suit to a church or
Yeah.
I'd wear a suit to a job interview. I don't need a nice car to do those things.
no, you don't need it, but
Now for salesmen, on the other hand, they want to show up in a nicer car.
that's true. That's true.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be luxury. You know what I mean?
But some people just like wearing it. Like there are times we
yeah,
need to
for
wear
sure,
it.
for
But
sure.
it's like a truck. Some people just like to wear a truck.
And if you
know
like
what
to
I mean?
wear a suit, like actually, you're crazy.
That's true. They exist though.
I know they do.
They exist.
I know they do.
Nerds. Just kidding.
I had people go to high school in suits.
I do like wearing fancy stuff. Like I like wearing a suit. I just wouldn't day to day.
It's not comfortable.
No, I think it's fine. I'm not.
It's not. I guess it's not more comfortable than that.
No, this is more comfortable, but it's not like some people feel like they're like this informal clothing. I think it's fine.
No, I think I'm not uncomfortable in them,
Yeah.
but I could just be more comfortable.
Yeah.
I guess. But maybe that's the point of a luxury car.
Yeah,
I could
exactly.
be more comfortable slightly.
Yeah, and I can be
I
a
just
little
don't-
bit have that thing.
I just don't see the price difference.
and then there's
being worth
brand
it.
loyalty. Like you want that new Corvette. Like I would want the new.
Yeah, but
Mustang,
that's not
whatever.
luxury. That's like
No, but it
a
could
muscle
be.
car
Like Ferrari.
or
You get a Ferrari because it's a Ferrari, not because it's
that's true. Ferrari would be in the same
Yeah.
essence, I guess. But if you get a Lexus, you're just supporting Toyota. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's still like a luxury vehicle. Like it's like that. You'll like Lexus for some reason. You like the nice thing.
I don't understand why you'd get a luxury car and put kids in it. Like a luxury SUV
Yeah.
and then throw your kids in there that are just going to make
Like,
it
do you
disgusting.
mean like the GMC like Yukon type stuff, or do you mean like the
No.
Broncos?
No.
Or like a G-Wagon.
A G-Wagon.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say that because a Yukon isn't a luxury car.
That's true.
It's expensive as
Yeah.
a luxury car, but I'm talking about like a Lincoln,
Yeah, yeah.
a Lincoln SUV.
Yeah,
Like, why would you do that? That's insane to me.
yeah. No,
But
that's fair.
But a Yukon, it's bigger because you fit more stuff in it.
yeah,
You know.
more kids.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't super get the like super fancy car thing, but also if I can afford it, I don't know. But I think I just don't have super expensive taste either. I like my Mustangs. I like the mid.
Mustangs are
you know?
expensive though. If you get a newer one,
They're medium, but
they're
they're
more expensive than a regular.
but they're under
car.
muscle cars, which aren't super cars. Luxury
Yeah.
cars are like super cars.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's like luxury like BMW type cars, but you know, those are more expensive than Mustangs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
So-
true. You're right. If you're going in that the same category.
Pit stop electric cars. What do you think?
It depends. Tesla, I'm perfectly fine with.
Yeah.
But then I was a car salesman, so I saw everything.
right.
There was I can't remember what it was. A Mercedes
Uh-huh.
smart car. You drive 100 miles on a charge.
Yeah.
I was like, why would anyone want this? Why would you even make this? It was actually 85 miles.
100. Ooh, 85.
Yeah.
Because if I can get to Salt Lake and back, I'm fine. And
Do you
that's
know-
100.
Do you know how people loved the car? It's a Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's a smart car. I mean,
Uh-huh.
an electric car.
Yeah.
They found out it was 85 miles an hour.
Mm.
They would obviously not going to buy it.
I wouldn't.
The only person we sold it to somebody, and it was because the mom, they bought it for their daughter,
Right.
and it was because they didn't want him to drive very far.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
They wanted the restriction. So that's the only way we could sell it.
Yeah. I mean, okay, you don't count because you drive for work, but like, how far are you really driving in a day? Let's say you didn't drive for work. you
If
just
I'm
drove
in
to the
high
office.
school,
Not even high school. I'm saying right
or
now.
just regular,
How much? Because I drive a lot.
I
I do
could
not drive 100 miles a day.
no. Even for work, I'm driving 50 at most. Well, not at most, but
Yeah,
regularly, I'm probably driving 30.
exactly. So 100's fine. It gets you through a day, and you can charge at night.
100 is fine, but at that point, it's just a hassle, I guess. It's more of a
Mhm.
hassle. I would rather just have a hybrid
Yeah.
instead of that.
I mean, I'm the same. I have huge range anxiety. Like, I wouldn't really want something huge, but I want my next car to be an electric car, and I hope I don't have to buy it for a long time. But I do want my next car to be electric.
The thing I don't understand, because I'm all for Teslas. I think they're awesome. I understand why people don't like them because like they're built cheap, I
They're
guess.
built cheap, but their owner's a Nazi.
No, it's not. But I don't understand, because I don't have one, is charging it. If I'm going on a road
Right.
trip is what I would stress about.
Yeah. That is something that like I would stress about it for road trips. At the same time, I don't take road trips in my current cars.
That's true. But
Like I've been debating. I'm going to go to Vegas in a
but
couple weeks,
eventually
but
you
I'm
might
not sure
have
if I
to.
want to. You
Let's
might
say
have to.
Like
that's true.
whose other car would you take? You take your
My
grandma's.
Yeah.
Let's say that car
Explodes.
breaks down.
Yeah.
What else are you gonna take?
I mean, okay, I have so many people with cars that I could take Ben's car. I
Yeah,
could take my dad's car.
but they're gonna give you a hard time.
I could take my mom's car. Really?
It would be a hassle to do that
That's
for
true.
them. Your grandma doesn't care.
No, that's true. My grandma does not care.
But
But everybody else, it would cause a disruption.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that.
That's true.
You would if you had to,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't. But like I'm just saying, like your car obviously I wouldn't take.
I just have so much accessibility to a car that I would
But
otherwise
if
take.
you had
Yeah, if I had no other
a
option.
Tesla, it's not gonna break down on you. So
That's true. Ooh, repairability is a huge problem though. Like
yeah,
in Tesla and even electric and newer vehicles in general.
yeah, they'll get it down eventually. But
Maybe. There's just no incentive to make things repairable.
when it becomes standard,
Yeah.
it will be cheaper.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I say put AirTags in your cars until they make it so you can track your own car.